The Caribbean air is heavy with anticipation as Tropical Storm Melissa churns over the Atlantic. This isn't just another storm. Melissa's rapid intensification and projected path have everyone on edge. From Barbados to the Virgin Islands, residents are already preparing, memories of past storms fueling their urgency. Meteorologists warn that unusually warm sea temperatures and ideal atmospheric conditions could turn Melissa into a major hurricane with little warning. The latest forecasts and models all point to significant impacts, making this a true call to action. The Caribbean's vulnerability is clear, and the time to prepare is now. We'll break down what makes a tropical storm, why this region is at risk, and why Melissa is especially dangerous. We'll also look at how communities prepare and the challenges they face. Understanding the threat is the first step to staying safe. Let's dive in, because with storms like Melissa, knowledge is protection. A tropical storm is a powerful, rotating engine of nature, capable of unleashing immense energy across vast stretches of ocean and land. It's fueled by warm, moist air rising from the sea surface, where the sun's heat has warmed the water to just the right temperature, usually above 80 degrees Fahrenheit. As the system strengthens and winds reach 39 miles per hour, it officially becomes a tropical storm and earns a name, like Melissa. Even at this stage, it can cause real damage, toppling trees, downing power lines, and disrupting daily life for thousands. At its heart lies a low-pressure center, which acts like a giant vacuum, drawing in air from all directions. The Earth's rotation, known as the Coriolis effect, causes this air to spiral, creating the classic swirl we see on satellite images. As moist air rises higher into the atmosphere, it cools and condenses into towering clouds, releasing heat in the process. This released heat acts as extra fuel, making the storm even stronger. Thunderstorms cluster and organize around the center, forming curved bands of rain that can stretch for hundreds of miles, bringing heavy downpours far from the storm's core. The more organized and symmetrical the storm becomes, the more efficiently it can draw in energy. This increases the chances it will intensify into a hurricane, with a well-defined eye at its center. But the dangers aren't limited to wind. Torrential rain can trigger flash floods and deadly mudslides, especially in mountainous islands and coastal regions, threatening homes and lives. Even before reaching hurricane strength, storm surge can push seawater onto land, flooding roads, homes, and entire communities along the coast. These combined threats, wind, rain, and surge, make storms like Melissa dangerous long before they ever become hurricanes, forcing communities to prepare, evacuate, and take action to stay safe. Understanding the anatomy of a tropical storm is crucial for grasping the risks and knowing how to respond when one approaches. Next, let's explore how these powerful storms are born from just a cluster of thunderstorms over warm ocean waters. Tropical storms form when the right ingredients come together: warm ocean water, a tropical wave, low wind shear, and plenty of moisture. These elements must interact in a delicate balance, each playing a crucial role in the birth of a storm. The Atlantic's main development region, stretching from the coast of Africa to the Caribbean, is a prime breeding ground during the late summer and fall months. This area is notorious for its storm activity, as conditions are often just right for storm formation. It all begins with a tropical wave, an atmospheric ripple that moves westward from Africa. This wave acts as a seed, setting the stage for potential storm development. As the wave passes over the hot ocean water, the warm, moist air rises, creating an area of low pressure and sparking rotation. This rising air is a critical component as it fuels the storm's growth. Low wind shear is crucial. Strong winds aloft can tear a storm apart before it organizes. Without this calmness in the upper atmosphere, the storm cannot maintain its structure. The Coriolis effect provides the necessary spin, which is why storms rarely form near the equator. This effect is essential for the storm's rotation, giving it the characteristic spin. When all these factors align perfectly, a tropical depression forms. This is the initial stage of a storm, where it begins to organize and gain strength. If conditions remain favorable, it quickly strengthens into a tropical storm like Melissa, and sometimes it can escalate into a full-blown hurricane with powerful winds and heavy rains. The process is both simple and incredibly complex. Each step is a dance of atmospheric conditions, where even a slight change can alter the storm's path or intensity. Each ingredient must be just right for a storm to be born. The balance of these elements is delicate, and any imbalance can prevent a storm from forming. That's why forecasting is both science and art. Meteorologists must interpret data and patterns, using both technology and intuition to predict a storm's behavior. Now, let's look at why the Caribbean faces this ordeal every year. The region's location and climate make it particularly vulnerable to these powerful storms, which can bring both destruction and renewal. For millions in the Caribbean, hurricane season means months of vigilance and anxiety. The islands sit directly in the path of storms forming in the Atlantic, making impact almost inevitable. The devastation isn't just from wind. Floods, landslides, and storm surge can wipe out communities and cripple economies. A single storm can set back a nation's development by years, destroying infrastructure, agriculture, and tourism. The psychological toll is immense. Each new storm revives memories of past disasters. Yet, this ordeal has forged a spirit of resilience. Communities have learned to prepare, endure, and rebuild. Their strength is as formidable as the storms they face. This resilience is tested every season, but Melissa brings new challenges. Melissa stands out this season for several reasons, making it a storm that demands our full attention and respect. Unlike other storms that have come and gone, Melissa is breaking the mold in ways that have experts concerned. Sea surface temperatures along its path are to 2-3 degrees Celsius above normal, an unusually warm stretch that acts as high-octane fuel for rapid intensification. These elevated temperatures mean the storm can draw more energy from the ocean, increasing its strength at a much faster rate than usual. This could turn Melissa into a major hurricane in just 24 hours, leaving little time for communities to prepare or evacuate. The speed of this transformation is what makes Melissa especially dangerous, catching even seasoned residents off guard. Its projected track threatens the heart of the Lesser Antilles, and it's expected to slow down as it approaches land, increasing the risk of catastrophic flooding and landslides. Prolonged rainfall over these islands could lead to widespread damage and dangerous conditions for days. Experts warn that Melissa is showing signs of explosive development, with alarming data from hurricane hunters and satellites confirming its rapid growth and unpredictable behavior. Meteorologists are closely monitoring every shift in the storm's structure. The urgency is real. Residents are urged to finish preparations immediately, securing homes, gathering emergency supplies, and making evacuation plans if needed. Every hour counts as the window to act safely is closing fast. Melissa's late October timing is also unusual, shattering any sense of hurricane fatigue. Many people may have let their guard down, but this storm is a stark reminder that hurricane season is not over yet. The storm's development is more typical of peak season, signaling that the Atlantic remains primed for major storms. This year's activity has been relentless, and Melissa is proof that conditions are still favorable for dangerous systems to form. Complacency is dangerous. The threat is far from over. Past storms have shown how quickly situations can escalate, and Melissa could be the most significant challenge yet. Melissa is a wake-up call for the entire region, urging everyone to stay vigilant and take warnings seriously. The conditions are right, and the risk is high. With every passing hour, the potential for severe impacts grows. The Caribbean must stay alert, united, and prepared to face whatever Melissa brings. Now is the time to act, not to wait. As Melissa approaches, the Caribbean springs into action. Homes are fortified, windows boarded, yards cleared, and supplies stocked for days without power. Gas stations and supermarkets fill with anxious residents preparing for the worst. Community efforts ramp up. Emergency centers activate. Storm drains are cleared, and shelters open for those in vulnerable areas. Information flows constantly through radio, TV, and social media. Neighbors help each other, especially the elderly and those with disabilities. This collective effort is the backbone of Caribbean resilience. Preparation is both practical and deeply communal. It's a race against time, but also a testament to unity. The human element is as vital as any physical defense. Despite strong community spirit, major challenges persist. Economic hardship means many can't afford proper protection. Shutters, generators, or even enough food and water. Poorly built homes and informal settlements are especially vulnerable, often in the most hazardous locations. Evacuation is difficult, with limited transportation and residents reluctant to leave their homes. Hurricane fatigue can lead to dangerous complacency as people delay preparations, hoping the storm will miss them. Officials struggle to balance urgency with calm, especially late in the season. Small islands face logistical nightmares. Damaged ports and airports can delay outside help for days. Self-sufficiency is crucial, but resources are often stretched thin. These hurdles shape every aspect of disaster planning in the Caribbean. To face storms like Melissa, the Caribbean must invest in resilience. Stronger building codes, buried power lines, and self-sufficient critical facilities are essential. Early warning systems and year-round public education ensure everyone gets and understands life-saving information. Financial support for low-income families, microinsurance, and community tool libraries can help close the preparation gap. Supporting the most vulnerable strengthens the whole community. Regional cooperation is vital. No island can stand alone. Pooling resources and expertise through agencies like CDEMA boosts collective strength. International partnerships ensure rapid aid when disaster strikes. Together, these steps build a stronger shield against future storms. As Melissa approaches, the Caribbean faces a true test of preparation and resolve. But the region's strength lies not just in concrete and shutters, but in its people. Advanced forecasting gives precious time to act, turning surprise into preparation. Every advisory and data point empowers communities to save lives. The future is not despair, but adaptation. Stronger codes, smarter planning, and better disaster management. Lessons from past storms are forging a more resilient Caribbean. As Melissa bears down, hope is grounded in reality. The threat is real, but so is the preparation. The Caribbean will face this storm with courage, unity, and determination to rebuild stronger. With vigilance and respect for nature's power, these islands will endure and thrive. Resilience is their legacy and their future.